morning, students. Today I will be starting a new topic, which is storage devices. In our day-to-day lives, we come across using some important files, documents, letters or notes, which can be a hard copy, either handwritten or as text material inscribed on a book. But these hard copy materials, which are handwritten or inscribed on a book, are subject to wear and tear. That means if you use those materials for a longer duration, they tend to get spoiled. Another problem that you may encounter is that if for any reason these hard copy materials contain your confidential data, it might be very difficult to recover them in case you lose it. So, in order to avoid such problems, the best way to store your confidential data is in a storage device of a computer in electronic form, which is called as a soft copy. So, data storage is one of the prime objectives of using a computer, since data is immune to damage once it gets stored in a storage device of a computer. Now, let's categorize the different types of storage devices. These are primary storage and secondary storage, which I will discuss in the next slide. Let's start with the primary storage devices. Now the question is why these storage devices are known as primary storage devices. This is because these are those category of storage devices. Without them, the computer will not run at all. That is, without the help of primary storage devices, the computer will not be able to start and execute its operations. These primary storage devices are categorized into two types, that is RAM, whose full form is Random Access Memory, and ROM, whose full form is Read-Only Memory. Let's start with Random Access Memory or RAM. RAM is a primary memory which is volatile in nature. That means as long as there is power supply, this memory can hold data. But in case the power supply has been cut off, it cannot hold the data anymore. In short, as long as there is an electricity supply, this RAM can hold the data. And if for any reason the electricity supply has been cut off, it cannot hold the data anymore. That's why RAM stores the data temporarily, and so it's a temporary memory. The figure in this slide shows a RAM which is fixed on the motherboard. The next type of primary memory is the cache. Just like RAM, the cache is also volatile in nature. That means as long as there is power supply, the memory can hold data. But in case the power supply has been cut off, it cannot hold the data anymore. So what's the real difference between RAM and cache? RAM actually has a higher storage capacity than a cache. Cache is a small storage. We use cache only for storing the program instructions frequently needed by the software. That means the instructions which need to be accessed very frequently from time to time are stored in the cache. See the block diagram in this slide. The CPU first searches the information in the cache before accessing the RAM. While searching, if the CPU finds it in the cache, there is a hit and the information is retrieved. But in case the CPU do not find the information in the cache, then it searches for that in the RAM. The next type of primary memory is the read-only memory or ROM. Unlike RAM, which is volatile in nature, the ROM is non-volatile. Non-volatile in the sense that the memory can retain or hold the data even if the power supply is cut off. The ROM is preloaded with some instructions known as BIOS. The full form of BIOS is Basic Input-Output Services. It is this BIOS which is responsible for starting the computer, detecting the hardware, and maintain the system time. And this BIOS is preloaded inside the ROM.